beauties, VickyJ here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all my subscribers and my new ones. It's always a pleasure to have you. I know it's a little different setup here, guys, but today I'm going to show you how I go ahead and alter a few of my jeans. It's been something that's been on my to-do list for quite a while now, but I think today is the perfect time for me to go ahead and do that and also bring you guys along. Thanks to one of my subscribers, they were kind of inquisitive and curious as to how I alter some pieces of my clothing, and I thought it would be great to do that today. Thanks to my mom, I picked up the art of sewing, so I know how to alter and adjust and do little things, to accommodate some of my clothing pieces. A lot of times when I purchase jeans, sometimes they have little puckerings in the back and I need to like cinch that in a bit. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing today. Two jeans that I have here to alter. They are Fashion Over jeans. You guys know that I love Fashion Over jeans. The waist is a little too big, so I have to adjust it and put some darts in there, to make it fit nice and perfect. Cinch that in a bit. I'm using my sewing machine today. This is also something you can do by hand, but it depends on the material. And when you're working with jeans, you're dealing with a lot more thicker, heavier material, and the seams are a lot more rugged. So it's best to go in with a machine that can just run over these types of seams. So I'll be using my sewing machine today. I'm also going to be trying on those jeans so you guys can see the before, scope out the problem area, do a little bit of measurements, and then after we're going to just do all of the alterations and we're going to see the after. So we're going to do the before and the after and all of that fun stuff. So if you guys are interested to see how I go ahead and alter some of my jeans, just keep on watching. First pair of jeans, guys, and as you can see, it fits really nice in the front. It fits really great around the hips. Then when I turn on the side, you can see where it has this puckering right here. We don't want that. We don't want that. So that's what I'm going to be adjusting today. All of this space back here, that's what I'm going to be trying to cinch in. So once I cinch that in a bit, it's going to fit a whole lot better, guys. It's gonna hold me around my waist a lot tighter. I'm just gonna average it, kind of adjust how much I need to cinch in here. I have some little clips that I'm gonna be using to hold it in place. So right here, I'm just gonna cinch in. Now, once I get that nice comfort around my waist, I'm just gonna take my little clip right here and I'm just gonna clip that right in place. I'm gonna do another one on the other side as well. My little clip, and I'm just gonna clip that in. Now already you can see how much of the material I need to actually adjust here. So that's just kind of like a guide for me that I'm gonna use on top of using my measuring tape to make sure everything is nice and even on both sides. Okay, so this is the second pair of jeans, guys. As you can see, again, it fits really nice in the front, although it has a little issue in front with these little crinkles, but that's okay. Now, if these jeans look familiar, I was wearing them in my previous video at the end in my fashion overhaul. This is part of the haul actually, but I didn't talk about jeans. I was just talking about dresses. So if you guys did miss that video, I'm going to put it up in the cards. You can go ahead and check it out. It fits really nice around the hip area. But then when I turn on the side, guys, you can see all of this problem area going on back here. All of this space going on. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want to have that all snatched in. That's what we're working on, guys. That's what we want, to snatch all of that in. Again, when I turn in the back, you can see how it fits really nice along the hip area. But up on this waist area, it's pretty wide. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my clips again. And I'm going to average how much I need to clip out. Now this is just a guide. This is not the actual. So I'm just going to turn on the side. I'm going to grip on both sides actually. I'm going to hold both sides. So I have like an even type of amount. So then I'm going to grip here. I'm going to take my little clip and I'll just clip this part off. I'm going to do on the other side and I'm just going to do the same thing. Because the whole objective is, to get the waist much more snug and, holding really well. It already has adjusted. You can see how I already lost all of that puckering in the back. And you can also see how it's a much more snug around my hips, around my waist area, and it folds much nicer here. Okay guys, so now I have my jeans that are already prepped for me to do the proper measurements and for us to start the alterations. You can see I still have the clips on them. I just went ahead and I just clipped them in a little more, a little much better, because while I was taking it off it kind of slipped. So they're all prepped, so let's go ahead, measure them out and start the alterations. Okay guys, so I'm back. This is the sample clip that I actually put on the jeans. Now it's actually like from the outside because that was the only way I could have adjusted it. But since when you're doing an adjustment, this has to go to the inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove the clip from here. And since I already have this amount that's marked off, I'm just going to give this a small little measure just to make sure that we're kind of on the right track as far as taking in the right amount, because you don't want to take in too much because then it's gonna be too tight. I'm gonna measure off about 1.5 inches as my amount that I'm going to be taking in. So I'm just measuring off 1.5 inches. So now I'm gonna open up this part right here, guys, and you see how I have the 2 loops. This is the actual middle loop for the back of the jeans, as you can see. So I'm going to take the 2 loops, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect the 2 loops here together. And I'm going to find my center mark of the pants. So this is actually going to be the center mark of the pant where I'm going to be doing my adjustment. So here I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure off 1.5 inches as well. So that's going to be the amount that I'll be taking in on this side. And I'm going to take my clipper and I'm going to put it back into that spot. So now instead of the clipper being on the outside and the material being on the outside, it'll be on the inside this time. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So measuring off 1.5 inches again. You know, on either side, it's 1.5 inches I'll be taking in on these pants. You can already see how much smaller the waist will be with me taking in that amount. You see, this is the part that I need to adjust. So all of this material here is what I'll be kind of like stitching in. But at the same time, when I'm doing the adjustments, always remember, like, you have your pockets at the back. Try not to stitch beyond the pockets. Always try to stitch and make your darts right above that back seam right here. Anything going lower than that will enter into the pocket, and that will cause the pants to have a tighter fit on your body, and then the pockets are going to be like kind of protruding out, and it's just going to look totally off. It's not going to look right. So you always try to make your seam and stop right at the edge of that upper seam right on your jeans. I'm going to go ahead and do the other pants. Lining up at 1.5 inches, so I'll just mark that off, and the same thing on the other side as well. I'm going to remove my clip. So again, I'm going to line up my 2 darts here on the side. I'm going to put that together, find my middle mark right here, measure off 1.5 inches. A little bit of detail how I'll be going about doing this dart. Where it starts at my 1.5 inch at the top here, I'll be going in like a diagonal type of stitch. So I'll be stitching diagonally, so it'll look as though I have like a triangular piece coming here. I'll stitch diagonally, and then I'll try to merge the stitch into the material and come down to like a bare end of a stitch. So now that we have both pants measure out for their required amount of alterations, I'm going to go ahead and thread the machine, and we'll be on our way. We'll be ready to go. first stitch. It's a diagonal type of stitch. So I went ahead and I dropped in the corner, and then I kind of like came off onto the edge. This is how the stitch looks from the other side, right here. This is the stitch right here. So you see it started off wide up here, and then it just kind of like drifted into this edge right here. So it ended right above this seam. I didn't make it go lower down to where the pocket is. So if I turn it this way, you will see this is the inner part right here, and then this is where the seam hits here, because this is where the pocket starts. And I double stitch on it so it has a strong hold as well. And this is actually both of the seams here right now. So you can see they do have lined up very evenly, because you don't want to go with a straight line down. That's not going to work. You have to angle it out, so you start to the top. So this is where my 1.5 inch measurements ended up here, and then I just went diagonally down to this seam here, and then I just drifted off down into this area right above this seam. You want to make sure that no puckering or any kind of spacing down at this bottom part here, so everything is pretty flush. So let's go ahead and try these on and see how they fit. Okay guys, so I'm back with the final fitting of the alteration. As you can see, the pants is fitting really nice in the front. Get that beautiful, nice little cinch here to the waist. And on the side, you can see how everything is nice and flush. There's no more puckering here, guys. Everything is nice and flush. And from the back, you can see that it's holding really nicely here. And if you look well, you can see where the darts are made. And the reason why I was saying not to get the darts down into the pockets is because that will cause a lot of disruption around this area. So, and the pockets will kind of like pop out. So in this case, you just hit right above onto that seam right here. So everything is nice and flush from this side. So that's pretty much it, guys. Gonna move on to the other guys. As you can see, it gives a nice fit again in the front. It still have a little bit of creasing, but I can work around that. And now when I turn on the side, you see there's no more puckering there. The darts do work out really good. And then when I turn in the back, you can see where everything is nice and flush. It fits a whole lot better here. Main thing is that the waist is really snug and it holds a whole lot better around here. So that's pretty much how I alter my jeans. You know, if I have any type of puckering in the back, this is how I go about and I alter them. This is how I get all snatched, guys. So if you guys love this video, do give me a big thumbs up, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if you do so yourself, you know, I would love to hear all about what type of fun things you do and stuff like that. Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell on your way out to be notified of all my future videos. And I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!